This morning on DC News Now, some strong to severe storms possible for your Wednesday, tracking wind, storm threat, and highs in the 60s. And the president addressing the nation.
Every single day we will stand up and we will fight for the country our citizens believe in.
His vision for the next 4 years as Democrats vow to fight back. Plus, Black Lives Matter Plaza could be redesigned. Local activists pushing back as Republican lawmakers threaten the district's funding. Bracing for higher prices. Fears about new tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And celebrating remarkable women in the DMV.
I want disabled kids and disabled youth to feel like the world is their oyster.
Her mission to support young people with disabilities.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, good morning. It is 6 o'clock on this Wednesday. We begin with a live look outside at the Washington Monument. The wind's starting to pick up. Things are calm right now, but change is coming to our weather this morning. But first, let's start off with some brightness. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on DC News Now. I'm Joseph Akile, in for tonight, right?
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. Happy Wednesday to you. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Jackie Lair. This DMV First Warn Day. Keep an eye on some thunderstorms heading our way and even potential tornadoes that we should be able to look out for.
Yeah, that's one of the threats with this setup that we'll see for later on this morning into the afternoon. Let's take a look at the radar, though, out there right now. It's not too active. We're just seeing a few lighter rain showers starting to push in towards our westernmost areas. We're talking over towards western Maryland, around Cumberland, and even across parts of the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. But a wider view at the map shows us much more active weather down just south and west of our area, about to move in to southernmost parts of West Virginia, even southwestern corner of Virginia, and that will continue to lift its way across parts of, say, Tennessee and even into westernmost parts of North Carolina too. That severe outlook across our area, it's a slight risk. Everyone is included in that, and that slight risk is 2 out of 5 on that severe scale for the day today. But if you are traveling, just know, just south of our area down towards the Richmond area, a slightly higher threat for that severe weather. That's an enhanced risk down towards Richmond and even areas farther south down towards Raleigh too included in that. Let's talk about the timing though. As we look closer towards the 10 o'clock to noon time frame, we're looking at that batch of some stronger thunderstorms starting to push their way into our westernmost areas. I would say right along the I-81 corridor by about, say, between 10 and noon, closer towards DC and the DC metro area. I would say between noon and 3 p.m. Still could be on the back edge of that by 4 p.m. before eventually that initial line slides out. Then we're looking at that next batch back over towards the west, and some of those thunderstorms could progress between, say, 7 to 10 p.m. for our northernmost areas. So heads up through the day today. About more details, we'll get towards the rest of that 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Time right now is 6:02 on this Wednesday morning here. We're following some breaking news in Maryland this morning. A man is recovering in the hospital after a Silver Spring house fire. It happened on Billington Road last night. Firefighters say another person got out without injuries. Officials believe an electrical malfunction is likely the reason for the fire. Damages, we're told, are estimated around $550,000. DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and results are coming in for the Prince George's County special primary election.
And Maryland State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy taking a huge and clear lead in the Democratic primary for the county executive seat. Braveboy leading with over 43%. Meantime, the Republican primary for the county seat neck and neck. George McDermott leads Jonathan White with less than 1%. Coming up in the next hour, we'll take a look at where things stand in the District 5 County Council race.
And Mayor Muriel Bowser announcing Black Lives Matter mural will be renamed and redesigned, and it's causing a lot of pushback.
It comes as federal lawmakers propose withholding funds from the district until that mural is removed. DC News Now's Yamari Sase is live at Black Lives Matter Plaza. Yamari, tell us exactly what's going on.
Yes, so Black Lives Matter Plaza and also this entire mural is very historic and very meaningful to a lot of people, which is the reason why people are not too happy about this decision. And Mayor Muriel Bowser says the mural will be redesigned by students from DC schools. So why the change? Well, in a statement, Bowser says in part, the devastating impacts of the federal job cuts must be our #1 concern. Our focus is on economic growth, public safety, and supporting our residents affected by these cuts. Now, just yesterday, a large group actually gathered here at the plaza protesting against the change. decision also comes as U.S. Representative Andrew Clyde from Georgia actually introduced a bill that would withhold federal funding until the Black Lives Matter mural is removed. Now, the mural has been here since about 2020. It was designed after the murder of George Floyd, which led to protests across the country, including right here in the district. And the decision to remove this mural got some pushback, and some say coming together and fighting back is the only way to spark change.
What's happening in this country is a disgrace, and it's not going to change unless we all show up to do something. We have seen other movements where the government has tried to do some very similar things to this, and the only thing that stopped those actions was people coming together as a collective.
Now, it's not clear the exact timeline of when the mural will be redesigned and when the plaza will be renamed. For now, reporting here in Northwest DC, I'm Yammer Sase, DC News Now.
Yeah, Maria, it's definitely going to be a bit of an interesting situation as this goes on. Thank you for that update. 6:05 in national news right now. President Donald Trump delivering his first address to Congress, giving an update on what his administration is doing and his vision for the future of the country. Trump pushes to continue sweeping changes to the United States, rescuing it from what he describes as destruction and mistakes left by his predecessor, Joe Biden. His speech talked about those topics he's always been running on, removing diversity, equity, and inclusion programs from the government, cracking down on immigration, and slashing the size of the federal government, things he claims will help the economy.
By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Now, in response to the president's speech, newly elected Democratic Senator Elissa Stoken speaking, saying the president's policies will hurt the average American.
He's on the hunt to find trillions of dollars to pass along to the wealthiest in America. And to do that, he's going to make you pay in every part of your life.
Slotkin also warning of a recession, saying the national debt has gone up, not down since Trump took office back in January. Meantime, Democrats also pushing back on the president's attacks on Social Security and Medicare. Members in the chamber shouting that Trump's statements were lies.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
And that was Texas Democrat Al Green. He was ejected from the hall last night by the Speaker of the House. Green said afterwards that it was worth it to make his point, even if he is punished by House leaders.
What were you shouting to the president?
The president said he had a mandate. And I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people, and they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid.
Also important to mention, 4 other Democrats walked out of the chamber. Meantime, Republicans cheered on Trump, chanting USA.
6:07, the federal government agency that manages federal property says it's potentially selling over 300 federal buildings. General Services Administration published a list of buildings yesterday. That list includes buildings in D.C., like the former FBI headquarters and American Red Cross. GSA says the buildings they identified are not core to government operations. And a warning from D.C. police. They say criminals are impersonating officers using fake government phone numbers. Police say the impersonators call victims and ask for credit card payments over the phone. If the victims don't comply, the impersonator threatens to arrest them. Police say they'll never ask for your personal financial information or social security number.
And immigration enforcement operations happening in Northern Virginia targeting gang members, according to Homeland Security. The agency says one raid involved a man who was deported twice and re-entered illegally. Authorities say they also found 2 children and an uncle during that raid.
We're going after MS-13 gang members, 18th Street gang members, bad dudes, getting them off the street. Thanks to all these officers put their lives at risk to work in our task forces to make our streets safe.
Officials say the uncle is not facing criminal charges, but is undocumented. He reportedly was given 2 days to figure out what to do with the children before turning himself in to authorities. Developing now, new tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada are expected to increase prices for Americans.
And that means we could soon be paying more at the grocery store, car dealership, gas stations, even on new homes. Max Marcilla has a story on how long these price increases could last.
Am I even going to be able to afford those things, like with an average job? Like it's very scary.
It's a common fear, only heightened for some by the news of tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico and an increased tariff on products from China.
I'm thinking about so many of my neighbors who, like I said, have already been tried by inflation, by losing jobs. I mean, we're looking at just crazy conditions. Why add to that?
Unlike inflation, these tariffs won't impact everything, but there are plenty of items that could see a price hike.
A lot of our agricultural produce, especially during winters, comes from Mexico. Now from Canada, some of the things that we get from there, automobiles, but that's going to be down the road.
Kislaya Prasad is a research professor at the University of Maryland School of Business. He says it may take longer for some items to go up, but for others, think produce like avocados, well, they'll go up within days.
That's something that you can't hoard a lot of.
If there's a resolution, how can it put the average American first?
It's not an unusual question from consumers bracing for higher prices. That resolution, Prasad says, could come soon.
I think tariffs are most useful when they're a threat. So there's a good chance that it's not so long.
What advice would you have for consumers related to these tariffs?
Some of these consumer durable items, you could probably speed up your purchase.
Now, that professor you heard from says there's pressure on President Trump to reach a deal quicker because of how the stock market reacted yesterday and the potential pressures from businesses that have to raise prices. It is 6:11. The Washington Caps getting ready to celebrate spring and those cherry blossoms.
Yeah, coming up, we're going to take a look at the special jerseys to celebrate the district. Also ahead this morning, hope for federal workers. The advice a mental wellness expert is sharing to those worried about losing their jobs.
But first, let's head on outside with the live look. Jackie, the wind picking up a little bit ahead of what we're expecting this DMV first one day.
Yeah, I mean, out there right now, we're tracking the dry conditions. Yes, we're noticing that wind and that warmer air right now. But later on today, tracking that storm threat. The latest details and timing right after the break.